does the job. So that takes care of the fertilizing of the lawn. Then the next thing is the water. And we have an automatic sprinkling system, which I think most of you folks have. Is that correct? Okay, that's good. I remember the days when Sharon and I used to water our lawn by hand, and that was a real pain. That was a long time ago, but people used to do that. Anyway, I have the automatic sprinkling system with the clock, and I water my lawn 3 times during the night.
Which is weird.
It's weird because most people have never heard of it, but my son-in-law gave me the idea a couple of years ago because he had talked to a fellow that was kind of an expert on lawns, and he says that's the best way to do it. Now, you don't water it for 30 minutes 3 times, but you determine the amount of time that you want to water, then you divide that by 3, and then you break it down a certain time. What I do is I set my clock at 11 o'clock at night, 2 a.m. in the morning, and 4 a.m. in the morning. And I water 20 to 30 minutes total each time. Okay. So I break that down by systems. I have 8 systems where I water. So I set each system for 7 or 10 minutes, and then I run it 3 times a night. Does that make sense to you? So what this does then is it waters, but it doesn't soak. So it waters, and it waits a couple hours, and that water gets down into the roots, and it waters again, and it's the same thing. So you kind of get a 3-shot at the roots, but you're only watering for 30 minutes. Now, we're fortunate to have the irrigation water here, because the other water, as you know, or maybe you don't know, is very expensive. Our water bill in Midville used to run over $100 a month during the summer. And here it is $16 a month for this irrigation water. One caution about this irrigation water is it comes out of the Provo River, and it is not purified in any way. They just run it through some pumps to give it some pressure. So you're getting the spring river water. So you've got to be careful with that, not to use it in your gardens, where you're growing vegetables and so forth, because it may put some chemicals in there you don't want, and also it'll add a lot of weeds to it, because it does have the seeds of weeds there. Then another thing is important is don't let your kids get involved with that water, because there's all kinds of bad stuff in it. So if you're taking a shower bath or something in the backyard, well, don't use the irrigation water. The faucets on the outside of your houses are the culinary water. So use those. Don't turn your sprinkling system on and just hook up the irrigation and have them run through it, because that's not good.
Do you water your garden by hand with the hose out of the house then? Or?
No, when we had the house built, I told them where I wanted to garden, and they run the culinary water over to that area, a couple of taps. And since that time, when I put in a sprinkling system, I run off the tap, I put it into a clock, and I run it into some PVC pipe I put around my garden with some risers, with some sprinklers. So I water my garden kind of like my lawn, but at the same time. I use the sprinklers are up in the air rather than the drip system, because I like to rotate my garden. And you never know where you're going to plant something. So if you use the drip system, then you'd have to change that every year to get it. So I just use the spray system, and it works fine. Okay.
The other alternative, sorry,
Oh, that's fine.
an alternative to that, if you're not using that, is to sort of flood irrigate your trenches. And we'll talk about that. We'll go outside if it's okay with Helen. And I'll build a little mound.
Oh my God, I don't have any trenches, but
And we'll make a little one to just show how to line up a bed. And, you know, if you work with a system of troughs and mounds, you get the same effect without the cost, the extra cost of a drip system. Or even, it'd be the way to use the culinary water, is just to put your hose from your house down the trench and let it fill the trenches. So we'll talk about that, thank you.
I tried that.
Oh,
It
you tried
depends on your soil, the levelness of your property.
Exactly.
You've got to have a slope in order to use that type of system. And, as far as I can see, none of the property out there is much level, so I went the other way. Okay, now as I set these timers for these certain amount of time and so forth, it's according to what you feel your lawn needs. During the middle of the summer, you're going to set it higher, water more, still 3 times, but you're going to set it for a longer period of time. In the early spring or the late fall, then you have to cut it down. So you have to be conscious of what your lawn is doing, how it looks. I think most of you know what happens when lawn doesn't receive enough water. It kind of turns a blackish color. And if you don't hit it right then with the water, it's going to die. And if it dies, then about the only thing you can do is replace it or reseed it. So be very cautious about that. And I, of course, not working and so forth, I walk around my yard every day. And so I'm conscious all the time of what my lawn is doing. And I'm always making adjustments to my sprinkler heads and system to make sure I've got the right coverage and it's growing properly. Now you want to make sure that you get the right coverage. What I mean by that is that your sprinkler heads are putting the water out so you have an even coverage on your lawn. If you have one sprinkler that's putting out more water than another sprinkler, then you're not going to get this even watering. The sprinkler heads that I have, you can adjust the flow and the direction and the flow of the water as far as where it's going. And if the sprinkling system was put in properly, well, you should have good coverage. But not all sprinkling systems are perfectly. So you have to be conscious of that and watch the flow of your sprinkler heads to make sure that you're getting an even coverage. And you'll notice if you're not. You're again, those brown spots will appear if you're not getting the right coverage. So that's basically what I do as far as watering my lawn is concerned. Yes.
How many days a week do you water it?
Well, I had that in there too. During the hottest part of the year, I water every day. In the spring and in the fall, every other day. Sometimes it's cold, I'll go every 3rd day. So even though I have a plot, I still work with that a lot, according to the weather. And if it rains, I turn it off. There's no use, you go outside and it's raining like crazy, and you see people sprinkling their lawn. Well, that's just a waste of water. Even though it's very inexpensive, it's still a waste of water. So
You can get sensors that you put on your sprinkler system so that it knows when it's raining and it will turn off automatically for however long.
I think they have those. I don't have one, but I think they do have those.
Yeah, we have one.
Oh, you have them? Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can tell you about it.
There you go.
That's great.
They seem to come up with all these things that make it easier. And all we have to do is then, do it.
Right.
And everything will be fine. So I think, is there any other questions on watering? Yes?
When do you turn your water on? Like, what month do you start watering?
Probably this month. It just depends on the weather.
Okay, so I can tell my husband I can turn it on, because he always fights me on that one.
No, so I've been watering theirs tonight, and the grass is really looking green already.
They mowed it as well, I think.
Yeah.
Just means the more times you have to mow.
That's true.
The sooner you turn it on, the sooner you have to mow.
The slow to flow people will tell you, wait to turn your water on. If you're on, a regular system, but where we're on irrigation, okay, you're paying for it.
You're
You choose to
paying for it whether you use it or not.
You might as well.
I haven't watered my lawn yet.
Sorry, was just saying that it's a good time to at least just run it to make sure